Good morning. Today I will show you three different famous methods or ways of factoring trinomials: by X method, by slide and divide, and by magic square. As you can see on my screen, these are the methods that I will show you for this topic. X method is the most popular one. This is the X method. So X method is the most popular one. Sometimes it is called as X game method. Slide and divide, which is the second method, it looks the same process of X method, but it will give you more precise steps in factoring. The third one is what you call magic square, the generic way of factoring and most loved method, especially if you have a big A and C value in trinomial. Let me go ahead and start doing examples of trinomial. Let me whiteboard. Okay, there you go. All right, let's start. So, for example, number one, we have 7x squared minus 26x minus 8. So only one given, and I'll do three methods, and I'll show you how to do it in three ways. First one, X method. So I need to draw an X. So multiply the A and the C, which is 7 and 8. That will give us 56, negative 56. So you put it right here. And then the middle term, which is negative 26, would be at the bottom part. Now, you need to think of a number that will make a factor for 56 and make a sum of negative 26. What are those numbers? Again, a factor for negative 56 that will make a sum of negative 26. So let me think of 7 and 8. If I multiply 7 and 8, is that negative 56? 1 should be negative. Okay. So that can give us negative 56. But I mean, the sum would be positive 1, right? Positive 1. So we're not even close, so we need to try. What about if I have negative 2 times 28? That would be positive 26. Okay, there you go. We're almost close because we just need to change the sign in order for us to have negative 26. So we have 2 times 28, which has a sum, negative 28, which has a sum of negative 26. So I think we found the best factor for that. So I will write 2 here and negative 28 here. Now, we need to divide whatever your A value is, that is 7. So divide both sides by 7. Since you cannot divide 2 by 7, leave it like that. Leave it as 2, 7. On the other side, since we can divide negative 28 by 7, this will become what? Negative? Yes, negative 4. So therefore, these are our factor. So you need to pull 7 in front of whatever variable you have in the trinomial. Since that is x, you're going to have 7x plus 2. On here, since this is a whole number, meaning to say that would become x minus 4. So the factors are 7x minus 2, or plus 2, I'm sorry, times x minus 4. Okay, so let's check. Negative 8, 7x, and then x. That would be, I think this is correct, right? This will be correct. Okay, next, slide and divide. As what I said, this is almost the same process of X method, but it will give us more um, in-depth type of factoring. Okay, so again, I will copy the same problem. I will have 7x squared minus 26x minus 8. It says slide. The reason why it is named after slide and divide is because the process is like that. So you're going to slide the a value going to negative 8. Again, the a value going to the c value. So that will become negative 56. So we are rewriting the whole equation by x squared minus 26 minus 56. Where did I get 56? Again, we slide A to C and we multiply them together. That is 7 times negative 8. That gives us 56 or negative 56. Next, same process as what I said. You need to think of a factor for negative 56 that will make a sum of negative 26. And earlier, we found it that it is 2 and negative 28. So the same process, you're going to write x plus 2, and the other one is x minus 28. Then, let's go to the word divide. After you slide, now you will divide. Divide meaning we need to divide whatever our a value here, whatever our a value to the given number here, to the given factors. So divide it by 7. Now, we cannot do anything about 2 over 7 because it is already prime fraction. So we need to simplify 28 and 7, and that gives us 4, or x minus 4. Now, we're safe to have the first factor, and let's deal with this. Same process that we did in x method, you will pull out, or you will pull up 7 in front of x. So the answer is 7x plus 2, x minus 4. See? Different method, but they're giving you the same answer. Last is magic square, true magic square. As a beginner, I recommend you to use a 4 by 3 grid for a guide in writing your terms. The next time, you don't need it. This is just for guide. And then later on, as we have another example, you don't need a grid anymore. So I'll do it. I'll draw a grid. Yeah, most of the student doesn't want to draw a grid. That's why they don't want this method. But these are the most, this method is the most loved method because they appreciate this one every time that they are encountering bigger number once you multiply the A and the C. Okay, let's begin. So the first term, again, the given says 7x squared minus 26x minus 8. So the first term, which is 7x squared, will go to the first cell, 7x squared. The last term, which is negative 8, will go in the middle term, a middle cell. And the last term would be at the bottom part, which is negative 26x. This middle term would be called as determinant. Determinant, meaning if that number correspond to the correct answer later as we factor, it means that your factors are correct. You won't understand it yet unless we have an example. So going down, you need to what? Factor. So 7x times x will give you x squared. So going up, you need to multiply and you should have this answer again. We're going to do it one more time to negative 8, and that will give us for like negative 4, and then 2. 2 times negative 4 is still negative 8. Now, it depends of what are we targeting here. Remember, negative 26 is our determinant. We don't know yet what is or if our factors are correct. So I'll change my color so you will see the difference. Oops. Now, going across, you need to multiply. You need to multiply, okay? Multiply. So 7 times negative 4 is negative 28x, while x times 2 is equal to positive 2x. Afterwards, you need to check if your answer or your determinant matches the answer of your um, factored number. So what is negative 28 plus 2x? So is it negative 26x? So if this is correct, your factors are correct. Now, how will you determine the factor? It should be in diagonal form. You need to use diagonal form. So you will get your answer or your factor through diagonal method. So the answer is 7x plus 2 times x minus 4. Now, how do they different from the others? In a magic square, the reason why my kids love this method is because whenever they encounter a big number in multiplying the a and the c, they cannot think of a factor anymore. But in here, you don't have to do that because it is individually factored. So that's main probably main thing that they enjoy doing the magic square. I mean, writing the grid is just for the beginner, and then later on you will just align your given. Let's have another one. Let me have 9m cube. Ah, why am I using cube? I'm sorry. Squared. Again. 9m squared plus 3m minus 2. So I will write the given. Oops, again. Should be squared, not cube. I'm sorry. Plus 3m minus 2, 9m squared plus 3m minus 2. All right, x method. So I'm going to draw the big X again. Multiply the 9 or the a value to the c value, which is 2. So a times c will give me negative 18. Now, the b value would be at the bottom part. The b is positive 3. Now, we need to think of a factor for negative 18 that will make a sum of positive 3. Again, sum of positive 3. So we can think of a number which is 9 times 2, or 1 should be negative. So let me have 9 times negative 2. If we're going to add 9 times plus negative 2, the answer is 7. If we do opposite ways, it still not give us positive 3. So why not to do 6 in negative 3? Okay, I think we got it. Because 6 plus negative 3 will give you positive 3, or 6 minus 3 will give you positive 3. So I'll take this factor as our factor for negative 18. So let me write 6 here and negative 3 on the side. Next, we need to divide whatever your a value, your a value to the given factor. So divide both sides or both factors by 9. Then simplify. I keep changing my color so you will know the difference. So 6 over 9 can be simplified by 2/3. So your fraction should be in a prime value. Another one would be That is negative 1 over 3. So negative 1/3 is prime, while 2/3 is also prime. Now, we need to rewrite it as a factor. As what I said, the denominator would be pulled up in front of the variable, whatever the variable is. So therefore, the answer would be 3m plus 2. Your your denominator would be in front of whatever variable you have. On the other side, we have 3m minus 1. So these two are your factors for 9m squared plus 3m minus 2. Let's show slide and divide. Let's go slide on the other side. We're doing slide multiplication. Multiply. So 9 times negative 2 is negative 18. We multiply A and C. So I am rewriting the equation m squared plus 3m minus 18. Now, this is so simple to think of a factor for negative 18 that will make a sum of 3. Since we are still seeing it here, we know that it is 6 and negative 3. So just write the variable. Now, you have an instant value of your factor. Then, divide whatever your A value is. So your A value is 9, so divided by 9, divided by 9. So 6 over 9 will give you m plus 2/3. The other one is m minus 1/3. Then arrange. You will be writing 3 in front of m and 3 in front of m. So you have 3m plus 2 times 3m minus 1. Same answer, different methods. Last one, magic square. As I promised, since you are not a beginner anymore and this is your second time of using a magic square, you will just align all the given terms. Write the first term, write the last term, and put the middle term at the very bottom part of this trinomial, of this box. Imagine that this will be your last cell. Okay, next. Going down, you need to factor. So 9m will give us 3m times 3m. If you multiply going upward, you should have again 9m squared. Next, negative 2. I would say negative 2 times 1. If you multiply them, 1 times negative 2 is still negative 2. Next, going across. Going across, you need to multiply. So 3m times negative 2 is equal to negative 6m. I think the sign is wrong. I'm seeing it. See? And then 3m times 1 is equal to times 1. This is times 1, so that's 3m. Upon seeing here, if I'm gonna add this won't give us 3m. So this is one good thing in magic square. You can always change and switch the sign or switch the number itself. Now going back, I'll change the sign and instead it would be negative 1. So this would be negative 3 and this would be positive 6. So you can change, you can switch the position of your factors and even the sign. So 6 minus 3 will give us positive 3. So our determinant or the middle term is correct. So therefore, our factor is 3m minus 1 and 3m plus 2. So same answer that we had here. Okay, let's do one more. Let's have 3x squared minus 11x plus 10. Okay, draw an x method or x, big X. Multiply a to c, that will be 30. Write the middle term in the bottom part. And then think of a fact, this is the b value. Think of a factor for 30 that will make a sum of negative 11. So therefore, that will be negative, 30 here, and then negative 11, sum of negative 11. So let's have 6 and 5. Is 6 and 5? 6 plus 5 is 11. I think we're getting that. If we're going to multiply negative 6 times 5, we can have negative 1. So it's not. Negative 5, oops. 15 and 2. Nope. That will give us 17. So it's not. So why not we have, oh, you know what? We can do negative 6 and negative 5 because this is negative 11. Yep. I think we got it. All right. So you're going to have negative 6 here and then negative 5 here. Then take your a value and divide it to your factors. 3. We cannot do anything for 5 and 3, so leave it like that. While on the other side, we can cancel 6 and 3, which will give us negative 2. So your factor, now you're seeing the factor already. Your factor is x minus 2 times 3x minus 5. Right? Here, slide and divide. We're gonna slide, and multiply. So 3 times 10 will give us 30. So my new equation is x squared minus 11x plus 30. Now, you need to think of a factor for 30 that will make a sum of negative 11. That is negative 6 and negative 5. So x and x, you have the instant factor for this second equation. Now, take your a value and divide it by the factors. So you will have x minus 2, and the other one is, since there's nothing that we can do in 5/3, just pull up 3 in front of x, so your answer would be 3x minus 5. So this is your answer for number 2. Like for using slide and divide. For magic square, I have 3x squared in front, followed by the third term. Oops, I got it wrong. Hold on. Let me erase it. Change it. So I have plus 10. I put 10 here. That's too close. And then negative 11 would be at the bottom part. So factor 3x, that would be 3x and x. Factor 10, that would be 5 in 2. So let me just put 2 here and 5 here, or vice versa. Since this is negative, so we need to do something for here. Why would you put negative, both negative, so we can still have positive 10? So these are the tricks that you can do in magic square. You can always change everything, and you can always uh, uh, experiment which factor will go along with the given. Next. Okay, going across, you need to multiply. So 3x times negative 2 is negative 6x, while negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Now I can see clearly that once we add this one, I'm getting this answer. So I think we are right. So this is your factor, 3x minus 5 times x minus 2. All right. I hope you learned something from this lesson.